Hello, in this video I'm going to be talking about Diffy and its workflow capabilities relating to AI models. So you can check out the Diffy GitHub repo if you want to learn more. However, to get it up and running locally, you would need to start Docker, and then it'll create all the services so you can have the Diffy GUI locally. There's a free version, and then there's also the paid version. I'm using the free version, so there's less ability for me to have this as like a enterprise level with lots of calls. However, you can test it out, and that's what I did here. I tested its retrieval augmented generation abilities. I tested its workflows, chat agents, observability, and all of these screenshots are taken from the Diffy application that is running locally. So Diffy has a knowledge section in the UI. You can create your own knowledge store. You can use Notion, which is a website with an API usually used for project management. You can sync a website with using the Firecall API, or you can just upload your own files. I uploaded my own files. I uploaded two, a literature review by me about automated driving, and then a research paper about the Unity framework and VR. And you can see here it shows the retrieval counts, where this one was retrieved 12 times. And that's because the question that I asked was related to this experiment. There's a retrievals testing section where you can pose sample questions and then see how it will retrieve documents differently based on that query. You can also edit the settings of the retrieval. And so currently I was using the hybrid search, which uses two models, and this is a method that apparently has better accuracy or recall in retrieving the most relevant documents. So as you can see here, if I ask it a separate question related to automated driving, it should return a different ranking. There you go. So now it has 0.15 accuracy here. And then there's this UI that shows you different workflows. So if you go to the studio section, and then I have this workflow here created using a template. I added a knowledge retrieval based on the knowledge base that I created, and then I passed that to the Tevili search, which searches the internet for more information, and then it has another API here that gathers all the information from the previous sections of the workflow, and then iteratively gathers new information from the GPT-4o to create a better response to the original question. Then combines all the URLs, the information from GPT, from Cohere, and from the knowledge base using RAG, and combines it into a table for the output. So as you can see here, you can also do test runs on the each UI. Specifically, I asked it for low-cost prototype guides to develop a VR app with Unity Experiment Framework and the Oculus as the human-machine interface. And it returned a lot of the information about different courses you could take. And as for the chat agent, I used the logo design agent since I wanted to create a logo for my website. I asked it to create a simple logo, cartoony and pastel, and it seemed to do a good job. You can also ask it to convert it to SVG. However, the API that uses that adds a watermark, so you should be careful about the different APIs that you use, as some of them charge fees. Then there's the observability section, or the monitoring section. So each workflow or agent has a monitoring section, so you can check the different graphs about the user interactions and tokens used. For example, here for the workflow, there's many more tokens as there's many more APIs and iterations to achieve a result, whereas the agent or LLM chatbot has less token usage due to it being a little bit simpler. And then you can call the workflow or agent or any kind of object from Diffy within Python. You can make API calls to it as long as you construct the data passed to it in an appropriate way. I asked it the same question that I asked it within the GUI. And it returned a really good answer. It's all in text, so it's a little bit harder to read than in the GUI where it constructs it as a table. However, that could be a little bit simpler to modify into the table using this code if you want to make it into a table in Jupyter. So in summary, Diffy provides a easy to use graphical interface that you can use to communicate with multiple LLMs and multiple different tools that have an API using workflows, and then use it to construct a output. You can add data as the input for retrieval augmented generation in multiple ways. You can upload your own data. You can connect it to project management with Notion, or connect it to different websites by crawling that website using Firecrawl and its API. You just need to be safe that you're not crawling websites that aren't allowed, or data that is not open source. So that would be all for this section, and Diffy